Good morning everybody and welcome. Happy New Year. It is now 2023. Oh my goodness, how did we get there already? It's soon come by, hasn't it? I always remember my mum saying to me, don't wish your life away, it'll go by quicker than you know. And I used to think when I was younger, it's going to take forever for me to get to this age. And it hasn't. And so I have to say, yeah, I'm surprised at how old I am, how quickly time passes, but isn't that the circle of life? Anyway, oh, that's a bit deep for a Friday morning. That was not meant to come out like that. Anyway, I hope you've all had a lovely, lovely break, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, and a lovely New Year. This isn't the normal podcast. This is my All Toft podcast. It's going to be quite a short one. I'm trying to keep it quite short. And I'm going to show you the things that I have made, the things that I've purchased and still yet to make. And what else? And just general chit-chat about my obsession with Toft last year. I have to say, I'm very, very happy to say, more than anything other than finances, I'm glad I've got the Toft thing out my system. I love Toft. I always will love Toft, and no doubt I will do bits and pieces throughout the year because I can't help myself. If you're an old subscriber here, you'll know I have got about zero willpower when it comes to getting into something I enjoy. So I am going to show you everything I've made. And I have got a few things that, like I say, I was in the doll club last year and quite a few of them I didn't get to make. I'm going to show you the patches that I've got. I am going to make myself a bag this weekend and put all my patches on. I ummed and ahed whether to do it because I do follow Martin from Blog 365 and I love what he does. He gets a patch and then he makes the appropriate item that corresponds with that patch. I don't really want to do that. I love what he does, but I really fancy the idea of being able to add a badge on every time I get one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get a piece of plain linen and I'm going to just make a nice, I can't decide whether to do a drawstring or a zipper, and I'm going to add every patch and every pin that I've had from Toft, but I will show you them all. So first of all, I'm going to show you what I did over Christmas. And it is, let me show you, excuse me while I bend down. If you haven't seen it already, it is my, let me put it this way, Toft Advent. Will that be a thumbnail? I think it might be. What do you think? Anyway, that is my Toft Advent from 2022. And it was to make a bird. It came in a beautiful box like this. It's a really good sturdy box with all layers in where you had all your days to open. At the bottom there was stuffing, and then the middle there was yarn and other bits and pieces. Oh, it was lovely. It was really, really nice. And out of that box we made the Bird of Peace, and this is Aster. Isn't he fine? Look at those wings. Now, I still haven't finished him. I still need to do a little bit more of the headdress here, or the head feathers. I've got to do some round here and a few more on top. But I didn't want to delay this video anymore because I keep putting it off and putting it off. So I decided today was the day, and I'll just tell you, it still needs some head feathers on. It was, how can I explain this? It was quite, I found, a difficult make, just purely because there's so many beads on this bird and my eyesight is terrible, and so I really struggled threading beads, and that was what I found frustrating. I mean, some nights it took me an hour and a half to thread beads because, like I said, my eyesight's that bad. Tim's isn't any better. And so I used to thread maybe 4 or 5 and have a rest and then thread another few. And it was the bead threading for me was the worst bit about this. Other than that, I have no complaints at all. It's fabulous. So, like I say, this is Aster, the Bird of Peace. I'm going to turn him round so you can see. Oh, look at his tail. So we've got all beads on the back here. Don't know if you can see it. All here. Then you've got them all round the tip of the wings, all the way around, all on his head, all the way around to the back where this is the feathers go. I've got to do some down here. And then we've never done this before, and I love this idea. So much so, I don't know where I've put it now. Oh, let me show you. I loved the idea of using wire in my crocheting. So I purchased some. There you go. What did I say? I can't help by going down a rabbit hole that I love. So when we had wire in, I think it was day 24, which, by the way, I didn't do any filming on day 24. I got up with a horrendous headache in December on Christmas Eve. And so I didn't film anything. But, you know, I don't need to explain that to you, do you? You don't care. You're my loyal subscribers. As long as you see me, that's all that matters. Well, I think so anyway. So we sculptured the wings and we threaded wire through here, all the way through the back and over. And so you can sculpture the wings to have them standing up. Are they not just fabulous? And then the beak is made out of, can you just see slightly how it goes from dark and then onto light? So even the ombre effect continues on the beak. I absolutely love it. So that is my Toft Advent from this year. Aster, the bird of peace. He's even got beads on his feet. Claws. Even got beads on his claws. So yeah, so that is Aster. So you all know I was making him. And I absolutely love him. I don't know what to say other than I absolutely love all my birds that I made. So that was my final bird of the year. I'll just put him down here. I don't know where I'm going to put him. But I will find pride of place for him. Well, certainly for the next 12 months until next time. Won't tell Tim that. And then you all know that I made my birds. Now, I will confess, I only made 11. I did actually have 12 birds, 13 birds on my tree. Because I made an extra bird and then I had my Advent from last year, which I will show you. But I did all 12 birds out of a partridge in a pear tree. This is what I did. But I have still got one to make, which I am in the middle of doing at the moment, which is John, the spotted woodpecker. I didn't get round to making him. And you know what? I felt really guilty for a while and I thought, stop it. It doesn't matter. What does it matter if your bird doesn't get made till January? Because they're all good. I mean, I'm not saying that I'll put them on the tree every year. Especially this year. It was so difficult for us to get our tree down this year and get it back up in the loft. Because obviously we're not getting any younger. Tim won't let me help. And I don't know if anybody is aware on this channel, but Tim is 10 years older than me. So you can imagine, he don't mind me telling you, he's almost 70, trying to get the tree our size in a box, up the loft, up the ladders, it was a nightmare. So whether I will have that big tree again next year, I don't know. I am thinking maybe a small, real Christmas tree that's in a pot that I can perhaps pot outside in the garden. Anyway, I'm digressing, aren't I? So what I was wanting to say was, these will definitely be going on a tree again at some point. So it doesn't matter that all 12 wasn't done at once. I've done, I don't know if I've shown you this, I might have done. I've done the body. So there's the body of the woodpecker. And then I've started a wing. Well, that's the front of it. Zach, stop it. So that's how far I've got with that. But I can't remember, and I'm not going through the book because, like I said, I don't want it to be a massive long video, this, because I do want to record another one for my January podcast. But I will show you the ones that I did. I can't, like I say, I can't remember the name, and if there's bits on them, it's all the white bits off the Christmas tree. I do know that this is the blackbird. So we did the blackbird. These are all Toft DK alpaca yarn. This is the blackbird. Then, I'm not sure what this is, but I know this one's called Ruth. I think this is, no, I don't know. I don't know, so I'm not going to say. So there's this one. And then, love this one. Look at that beak. Then there's this one. If I can, I'll put all the names of the birds underneath what they are as I'm uploading and editing the film for you, so you know what they are. So there's that one. And then there's this one. That's Tim coughing in the background. If anybody can hear, I do apologise. Look at the size of this beak as well. And then there's this one. They've all got tremendous beaks. It's the feet I fell in love with. I just loved doing the feet. Well, the whole of the legs. It was the legs that did it for me every time. Then this one. Oh, the colours are fabulous, do you not think? And he's got his little tail at the back. Then this one. I love them. They're all piling up on my knee. And then these were some of the very early ones I did early last year because there was just 3 colours and very simple. Look at them legs. None of the birds are difficult to make, to be fair. Yeah, none of them are. The Advent ones are a little more in depth than the ones out of the book. This is, I definitely know that that's got to be a swan because look at those, I was going to say arms. Look at those wings and its tail. And again, look at them legs. I love it. And then this one. So like I say, I will try and put, that wing needs to go back there like that. I will try and put the name of them all on the screen as I'm showing it to you. So there's all these. Let me just move them over here. All my birds. Oh, I love them. I'm going to, I think, let me just shut my door. I think I'm going to store them in my Advent box that I got this year. Whether they'll all fit in, I don't know. But I'm going to try and store them in that. Because I'm going to have a clean up of my room. I do this every so often. I'm going to have a clean up of my room, sort out all my shelves. And I am trying to get a comfy chair in here. I have a TV up on the wall there. I'll show you another time. But I have a little TV up on the wall there. And in the corner here, I have the big printer because I use that a lot now for my paper crafting. And I'd like to have a bit of a change round so I can have a nice comfy chair in the corner with a footstool so I can sit and just get out of the way of, you know, Tim and I are retired, so it's nice to sometimes have your own space so we can get out of the way and I can sit and watch a bit of YouTube and do a bit of knitting in my own, you know, I love being in here, my own little world. Right, so the other thing that I made, the other bird that I made, this was an unscheduled purchase, but I loved it, so I had to make it. And this is Cindy the flamingo. I sewn, is this the right word? Sewn her feet on back to front so you can see the joint there and there. It should be that way like that. But again, I don't care because it's mine. It's individual. It's not individual. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a one-off. And I love it. So what does it matter? So she went on my tree as well. So that was Cindy. I will show you, if you're new around here, what I made in, I have to be careful because it's not last year now, it's the year before. So what I'm going to show you now, I cannot remember his name because I haven't got any of the information here. I've just got this off the tree when I took it down last week. But I will write his name here. And I think you can purchase this as a kit now from Toft. But this was last year's Advent. Not last year's, the year before. So this will have been 2021. And this is when I got obsessed. Obsessed. Christmas 2021 with Toft. And this was, like I say, the Advent. Again, we work with beads. Not quite as many, but we still work with beads. We had them all on his head feathers, all on his wings and tail. And then we had a very, very, very ornate tail. Look at this. And then we had ornate bits underneath, which again had beads on. And then my faithful legs. Look at them legs. I just love them. I just love them. So yeah, this was my 21 bird, Advent 21 bird, and this was my Advent 22. Aren't they lovely? So them are the birds. And then, I can't remember whether it was, oh no, I do remember. I bought a one-off pattern. You can't often buy patterns on their own from Toft. And for some reason, last year, they had a one-off pattern. Can't remember what the pattern was. But when you bought it was a bird. That's all I know. And I haven't made it yet. And all I know that when you bought it, you got a free pattern for the miniature birds of 12 Days of Christmas. So I started making a miniature one. And this is how far I've got. I haven't got any further, but I am going to finish this one off. I don't think I'll make the miniature ones. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because never say never. You don't know, do you? But yeah, that was the miniature body of one of the birds. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember which one this is. Again, I'll put the name down below. You all know me by now. My memory is terrible. I am really, really suffering with brain fog. From the menopause at the moment, and yeah, it's getting really bad and it's quite embarrassing at times, but I know I don't have to be embarrassed with you, my friends. So let me show you. This is all the goodies that we got in, oh, I can't hold it up. I will show you in the Advent of this year. The box that I've showed you came all wrapped up with this beautiful, beautiful ribbon. Let me see if I can show you. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Don't know what I'll use that for. I could have... it might be a little bit thick. I don't know. And that's a shame. But I could have that as a drawstring if I did a drawstring bag for all my patches. So the box come dressed with this beautiful ribbon. Then we got 4 tubes of the jewels of the bead, what are they called? Glass beads, and I've still got half a tube left. We got a pin badge. Can you see that? Got a pin badge. We got a key ring, and this is a tension checker. You can see it on the back there. Can you see me? So you got your tension checker, you got 2 sewing up needles, which I didn't need because obviously I've got a ton of them. And then this was all the ball bands. I save every single one of my Toft ball bands. So I want to show you this. If I put these in here, this is the draw out of this box here, which was the 2021 Christmas Advent from Toft. And these are all the ball bands that I used last year. All of them. Look at that. I daren't show them to Tim. He'd have to go back in hospital and have something done to his heart because I'm sure it'd upset it. So those are all my bits and pieces. Now the other things that I've made, I shall go with the Christmas theme still. I bought this little kit. This is the snowman or snow boy. Don't know what it's called again. I'll put it on the screen. Absolute brilliant pattern. Little tiny hat. There's the snowman. Oh, I love him. Now this is, I don't know if this was a limited edition and I don't know if you can see it. Let me show it to you. whether you can see, is it focusing, the sparkle in the wool. So it's got a grey sparkle. Now, I had plenty of other bits and pieces, and you got 2 balls of wool, 2 25-gram balls of wool, and then bits and pieces. Like you got a little bit of black for its eye, a little bit of orange for its nose. So I had lots of bits and pieces to make up hats and scarves and the boots. So I got 2 of this grey sparkle. And then I used these bits and pieces out of my own stash so I could make another one. I didn't get round to making another one, so I've still got the grey, but it's always there. I've got plenty in that drawer down there of all bits and pieces in my stash. I don't know if anybody's seen this. I made this in 2021, and I call this Bauble Boy. I don't know, it's a bauble for a head, and it's got a body, so I just call it Bauble Boy. So he was on my tree as well. So he's all Toft. And last year, like I say, I'm not doing it this year. I'm going to admit I'm going to cancel it because, these are very, very expensive and things are becoming, I wouldn't say tight, but you have to just be careful and cut your cloth accordingly, don't you? And last year I spent an awful lot of money on Toft. So, yeah, I can't do that every year. So, let me show you. I haven't got the picture of the Queen. So you all know we lost our Queen last year. And it was also a Jubilee. So I had the kit to make Queen Elizabeth. And it was fabulous. This was the first time I'd ever done the actual fingers and thumbs. I loved it. I persevered. Again, very tricky for me because I can't see very well, and the less stitches you have to work on, the more difficult they are to define and find out where they are. But I managed it. So yeah, she's got her bracelet and her necklace, and she's got a tiara that you can remove, and then this long train at the back with the royal crest on there. And again, beadwork on here. She's got shoes on, silver shoes. Isn't she fabulous? So I made her last year. She was a Toft kit. Just pop you down there. Oh, and let me just show you this quickly. She's got her earrings in, her ruby earrings. I think her ears are a bit lopsided, but again, I don't care because mine is mine. It's individual. And then I made this one, which I think if you're an old viewer, you will know I've made her. She's called Wangari Maathai. Wangari Maathai. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I really enjoyed making her as well. And here she is. Beautiful, beautiful dress. She's got, hold on, let me show you, a pair of sandals on. Oh, I love her sandals. Beautiful brown beads, and I absolutely love a headscarf with a beautiful bow on. Isn't she gorgeous? I love all her hair. I love everything about her, but I cheated on this one. I did just the normal hands. I shouldn't have done really, because I should have just persevered. I think I did her first before I did the Queen. So when I know it's wrong, but when I was doing the Queen, I thought she'd look really nice with hands. But this one would have done. I was just being lazy. It's nothing to do with anything else other than me being lazy. But isn't a dress adorable? Actually, it's a skirt and a top. So I did that doll. So these, let me see if I can pick the Queen up again without me dropping her. These are the 2 dolls that I did last year. But there was more, and I haven't got round to doing them. There is this one. I've not done that yet. And she's called, don't write in if I'm saying this wrong, I do apologise, Junko Tabia? I don't know if it's right. And these dolls are all known for, she climbed, so this lady climbed the highest peak on all 7 of the world's continents. So I've got her to still do. I've got her as a kit. I'm sure this one needs no introducing. This is Nina Simone. I've still got her to do. That's 2 dolls I've got to do. And I've got the kits for these. And then there's this one. And this is Noor Inayat Khan. And she, in 1943, the year Noor was deployed to France, an operator's life expectancy was 6 weeks. I don't know how long she did. She was an Indian princess. So I've got that one to do. So I've got quite a lot. I've got 3 dolls to do. 3 kits. So I am going to cancel my subscription for this year. I might have another subscription, but maybe something a little smaller, because these are really expensive. Really, really expensive. And like I say, I'm trying to cut my cloth accordingly. Right, so the last 2 things that I'm going to show you are my patches and then a book. So, this was the patch from Advent 2021, and these are all going on the bag that I suggested, the linen bag. So that was the patch from Advent 2021. This was the patch from Advent 22. I got this as a free gift when I bought the book, The 12 Birds of Christmas. Partridge in a Pear Tree. I got this as a free gift when I purchased this kit. Can't remember what I got that with. I must have bought something in the spring, summertime, around Easter, spring, Easter time, and I got that free. Again, can't remember. It could have just been yarn that I'd purchased, wasn't sure, but that's what I got free in that parcel. And then, again, I cannot remember what I got this one free with. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I got this one free with Noor. That's what I think I did, because she's on the back of that. So I wonder, oh, no. Ignore that, I didn't get a free with that. I forget what that doll was, and I didn't have that doll. Making Women Who Made History. I don't know, I didn't have that one. But I did have 2 of these, and I did ask anybody who wanted one to let me know in one of my Vlogmases, I think it was. Anyway, I think it's a lady called Diane. So Diane, it's gone in the post today to you. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but yeah, Christmas and postal strikes, and it is what it is. It's just taken that long. Anyway, I posted it off to you today. So them are all my patches. So last, but no means least, is my book. This is my doll emporium, and I want to make some dolls out of this. Now, my lovely friend over at Mousy Makes, Helen, she had this book last year, and she made a beautiful doll called Pearl for her camper van. We haven't got a camper van. I love a camper van, but we haven't got one. But I loved how she just sits on the front and at the front of the van, and she's got a little friend called Dean. Oh, and it's just lovely. I'm actually thinking of writing to Helen and asking her what recipe she made out of the book to make Pearl, because I would quite like to, well, basically, I'm not going to lie, copy her. And what you do is you choose your head, you choose your body, and there's all different, I think there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. There's 24 different types of dolls that you can make out of this. So yeah, I'm hoping this year to get some dolls done. But do you know what? I am not going to put any pressure on myself for anything this year. I haven't got any plans. So every time you see me on a video, it will be what I fancied doing that week, that month. I just don't want to make any plans. I don't want to put any pressure on myself. I want to have a really nice, unpressured year of crafting. So I'm not going to waffle on anymore, because it's nearly half an hour and I didn't want it to be that long, but that just, yeah, it's just what it is. So for now, thank you very much for watching. I'm hoping to be back maybe in a few days actually to catch up with you with all the things that I've been making. There's a few things that I made over Christmas that I'd like to show you. So yeah, hopefully I shall be back within the next few days, week. Okay, so for now, take care and enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.